The Houston Texans are entering the most exciting and honestly the most important offseason in team history. You could make the argument that last offseason will go down as the most important offseason in team history because it was the season that they drafted Stroud and Anderson and Tank Dell. And I mean, I could keep going. Don't get me wrong, right? But this year is the year that they go from contender to Super Bowl contender, from playoff team to Super Bowl contender, depending on what they do, and they put their stamp over what happens over the next 4 years. CJ Stroud is on a rookie contract. That's 4 years cheap, and then a 5th year, pretty cheap, all right, comparatively to what you would be having to pay him for his talent level. So that means you have a 4-year window, and you have money to spend. So in this video, we are going to talk about why this is the most important offseason they have, and we're going to give some interesting thoughts on the free agents that they have, that they could bring in, on the draft, and all those types of things. So, Houston Texans. Let's look at this for a second. If you're not familiar with this channel, we are Lions fans. You see all the stuff, but don't worry. I got your helmet here. All right, you're here. And we started this channel because we love the NFL, and especially teams that the media, national media kind of ignores. All right, so you know what that's like. You have Houston. The rest of that state, is the Cowboys. Don't worry, we won't talk about them here. But we want to talk about it. So here's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk salary cap, and we're going to talk about free agents. First, we're going to talk about who the free agents are that you have on your team, and the list is massive. So while you have a ton of spending money in free agency, your salary cap is in a very good position. You also have a ton of players. Now, here's what I'm going to say as you're looking at this list, and I'm going to read some of it in a second. Good teams, the best teams, don't just re-sign their own players blindly. Oh, they played well for us. We got to re-sign them. Oh, they played well for us. We got to re-sign them at a more of a premium than they played for us before. It's not how it works. The best teams say thank you to those players. If they really, truly did earn their keep, then they re-sign them. Otherwise, they let them go. And the player's happy, and the team's happy because the player was there and had a good year, improved their stock as a free agent, so they're going to go get paid, and the team will say, thank you for your services. It works. So here are your free agents. Adrian Amos, Barnett, Brown, Boyd, Fairbairn. I'd re-sign him, by the way. All right, Fant, Greenard. I'd look into that a little bit. Heck. What the heck? All right, Charlie Heck, Neville Hewitt, Jerry Hughes, Kareem Jacksons, Josh Jones, Eric Murray, Steven Nelson. That's an interesting one. He played above his weight class this year. Do you bring him back or not? Because there's a good chance he won't repeat that performance. That's the kind of things that I'm talking about. Ogunbowale, Perryman, Quessenberry, Rankins, Ridgeway, Schultz, Singletary, Tart, Thomas, Weeks. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, we need to bring Greenard back. All right. By the way, D-end. What are we doing here? All right. Listen, D-tackle. All right. But then the other one is Schultz. And they say this, and I want to bring this one up. And I want to bring your attention over here to the right side. All right. Big mouse. All right. These are the calculated market values of some of your free agents. Okay, so if you bring them all back, Nico Collins, $22.9 million. Dude played himself into a contract. He almost played too good. Greenard, let's just say it's 14. So 22 and 14, you're at 36. Dalton Schultz, you're at 47. Steven Nelson, 57. Sheldon Rankin, 67. You're out of cap space. And all of a sudden, all of these players that you wanted to go get in free agency, it's done. Would you be happy bringing back the exact same team? That's the question I want you to answer in the comments. Would you be happy bringing back the exact same team with draft picks and trusting Nick Caserio to do that? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to see where else you can invest in things? Do I think you need to pay Nico Collins? Absolutely. I think you do. I don't know if he'll be $23 million. I don't know. Wide receivers are expensive. All right, but this guy basically showed this year All right. He basically showed this year that, well, I don't know how else to say it. He's Mike Evans. I think he could be better, which is nuts. Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. All right. Do you bring back Jonathan Greenard, or do you go and get an upgrade? Like, do you bring back Greenard at somewhere between 12 and 15 million? Or do you go out there and get a Danielle Hunter? Do you go out there and get a Brian Burns or a Josh Allen and spend 20 to 25 million? Like, what do you do? Like, those are possibilities that you have to think about. And if you go do that, you're probably saying, Nelson, you're not coming back. Rankins, you're not coming back. And then I'm going to give you the unpopular opinion here. I think Dalton Schultz is a fantastic tight end. You don't bring him back at 11 or 12 million. That's just my personal opinion. I think that you can find good tight ends. I think tight ends thrive in this system. And I think Dalton Schultz is a good tight end. I just don't know that you have to pay him large amounts of money to be marginally better than what could be next. What about Jordan? Like, is he ready? Like, as a pass catcher, there's ridiculous ability there. What could he be in this offense? Like, what could he be? And so these are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Devin Singletary, it was a great year. This is one of those situations where I talk about, like, the Texans were happy. Singletary played well for him. Singletary increased his market value by playing with the Texans. So thank you for your services. See you later. We're going to go draft a running back. Like, that's the way it can work. So this is kind of just the video that I wanted to share with all of you. Now, if you're looking at your salary cap, we'll go back here. Now we're going to be up in the upper right. You're projected $65 million available. All right, that's assuming that you keep everybody. And quite frankly, the way your salary cap's set up this year, you will keep everybody except maybe Jimmy Ward. Saw an article talking about how the Texans, there's a rumor out there that they might cut him. It would save them almost $4 million. So that's why they would do it. So you could be looking at a number closer to what would be $70 million for that. And then here's the beautiful thing about what Caserio has done. If you update it, next year there's only 28 players that are active, right? But you have a projected cap space that's just insane. It's like $140 million. All right, so you have a lot of money to finish it. And at that time, if Titus Howard is not performing as a $20 million player, you say goodbye. If Malik Collins is not performing as a $15 million player, you say goodbye, right? You say goodbye. Shaq Mason at $13 million. Like, there are contracts here next year that you got an out. You have an out. And you see all these in orange here, or whatever color it's coming through on your screen. This is money that you're going to spend. It's a cap hit. It's a void year. All right, you're going to spend it no matter what, and there's not a ton of void years. Thank goodness. I hate void years. Hate them. So if you want to hang out and have some weird salary cap ninja stuff going on, keep watching this because I am a salary cap nerd. I love it. I love it. I love seeing how players fit, and nothing makes me happier. It's like a good budget with a family. Nothing makes me happier than GMs who spend responsibly. They don't just backload the contracts, but instead give outs on the back of the contracts. I love it. I really, really do. Give all that guaranteed money up front, and then at the end of the contracts, have a way out, and that's what he's done. So this is a hugely important year where you decide, are we going to run it back? Are we going to improve in talent? And then what are we going to do the next year when we have even more money? But this is a good one because you can give guys a 3-year contract, a 4-year contract, and it doesn't hit when you have to pay C.J. Stroud eventually like $60 million a year. So there you go. Ended up being a longer video than I thought. Hope you enjoyed it. We want to be your go-to spot for Texans content. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next one.